Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, yeah, now it's in presentation mode. Perfect.
Okay. So good morning, everyone. Thank you for your kind invitation to be here today. And it's a pleasure to share with all of you our experience regarding the DPP. So, as you may know, the textile industry is one of the most polluting sectors in the world. And why? Because due to the high amounts, the release of high amounts of chemical products to our water resources, and due, of course, to the high consumption of water, and due to also to the generation of waste of textile waste at the end of life products. So I can say that we produce more than the planet can absorb, and we discarded more than we can use. So basically, clothing is choosing more or less the future of our planet. Notice how. I don't know if you can hear. Can you hear? Yeah, thank you.
Boxed up, shipped in, dropped off, right on. Life moves fast. Fashion moves faster. At the beginning of this century, we bought almost half as much, kept clothes for twice as long. 15 years later, we bought 60% more and kept them for half the time. Every second, a garbage truck of textiles is exiled to landfill or incinerated. Once the trend passes, clothes are thrown or burnt in masses. Fast fashion is unjust. Forced labor for profits. Fast fashion is a pollutant, impacting our land, our rivers, our seas, the very air we breathe. We need circular industries where old looks are made new. Less packaging, more reuse. Threads that last. To beat pollution, we need to work together and fast.
So to overcome this kind of problems, the European Commission developed more or less 16 new regulations that will impact directly our sector, the textile and clothing sector. And one of the most important regulations is the Eco Design for Sustainable Products Regulation that introduced the digital product passport as an important tool to increment the circularity and sustainability of our products. Basically, this regulation, the main objective is to ensure that all the products that will be placed on the European markets are sustainable, durable, repairable, and recyclable. So if we analyze in deep this regulation, we will conclude that some problems that block a greater circularity in our economy and a greater environmental sustainability of our products are related to the lack of consistent access to relevant information. So, to overcome these problems, the DPP is introduced to overcome these problems, and how. The digital product passport will bring new tools to collect, not only to collect, but to process and to store in a secure way all the information about the product. The digital product passport will include specific and very important information about the product that will promote the circularity, the sustainability, and the compliance with applicable regulations. In a general way, we can say that the digital product passport could be a unified entry point to access to all existing information related to a product through its life cycle. So DPP will also help to implement the eco design requirements for sustainable products, enhancing the sustainability, but how? Minimizing waste, increasing durability, promoting circularity, and promoting the sustainable consumption. So we can say that DPP has an important role on sustainability because we'll help not only, of course, to implement eco-design requirements, but will help to achieve a more sustainable processes and in a sustainable way, of course, using the product in a sustainable manner and gives the product the opportunity to be reused and recycled. So, regarding our experience in DPP, CITEV starts working on DPP for a long time ago. Before we call it the DPP, we call it an ID of the product. We believe that every textile product have an history to tell. So, we start working on DPP more or less in 2020. We have been some projects, Portuguese projects, such as STV Digital and BIT and TEX-Pact. These projects were developed and are being developed with the support, of course, of several Portuguese entities. But today I will talk about the results that we achieve on STV Digital and BIT project. And why? Because the STV Digital, we paved the way to achieve the structure of the TPP that we have today. And we also developed a platform to do the traceability of the supply chain. In the BIT project, we implement the results that we achieved on STV Digital. In TEX-Pact project, we are working a specific area of DPP that is related to the interoperability of the data. So, regarding STV Digital, the main objective of this project was to promote the digital transformation of the textile and clothing sector through the adoption of the Industry 4.0 technologies and applications, increasing the productivity and efficiency of each company and entire supply chain. So the leader was a well-known Portuguese entity that was TMG. That is a company in the field of fashion and technical and functional fabrics. The technical coordinator was CITEV, and the consortium involved 23 entities. So the main results that we achieve in STV Digital was one of them was the extended textile ID products. Basically, we also achieved the principal indicators, the economical and social indicators, and the environmental and circularity indicators. We also develop an index that is a kind of classification for our products regarding these domain indicators. And we also develop a platform that allowed to the cloud computing deployment of the solution for supply chain domain using blockchain. We achieved a product identification system, a data carrier based on the QR code. So, to achieve these results, where we started to think in the type of what kind of information should be provided to the consumers and which information is most useful for them, and how to collect this information and how to store them, and if this information could be useful not only for the consumers but also for the stakeholders. We think, of course, that we have for sure a data challenge here, because without reliable and accessible data from the raw material origin to the end of product's life cycle, DPP cannot be sustained, of course. Not from a technical perspective and not from a regulatory one. And this involves many different actors, systems, and formats. So the STV Digital focus precisely on this point: how to organize this data collection in a practical and standardized way and integrated with industrial processes. So we define the main information, the main parameters that we consider in our first version of the DPP. We consider, as I mentioned before, two types of indicators: the economical and social indicators that are related to the company, and the environmental and circularity indicators that are related to the product. Regarding the economical and social indicators, we consider information, namely the company certifications, the financial data, the profitability, investments, workers' rights and benefits, health and safety at work. For environmental and circularity, we consider the environmental aspects, namely the inputs and outputs, LCA indicators, environmental impacts, the recyclability, the design for circularity, and durability. So we have, with these two main indicators, we achieved an overall product index that I mentioned. This is a classification of the product. So we consider 30% of the economical and social indicator with 70% of environmental and circularity index. So which kind of specific information we consider for the environmental and circularity index? So we consider the specific consumption of water, energy, and chemical products. We consider for water, for example, the specific water consumption, water recycling rate. For energy, we consider the specific energy consumption, the percentage owned renewable energy sources, and the percentage of renewable energy that is provided. Regarding the chemical products, we consider the specific consumption of chemical products, the rate of recovered chemicals, the percentage of non-hazardous, and the substances of high concern. We consider also the raw material, the durability, the liquid effluents, the waste, and the waste recovery. Consider the economical and social index. We consider also, besides the information that I mentioned before, the financial autonomy, the solvency, the work equality training, the time, the child labor, and certifications. Also, we consider another important information that is the calculation of the carbon footprint that will depend on type of the company. It will be higher in the company if that is an horizontal, and lower if the company is vertical. Here you can see the productivity activities considered in home textile value chain, since raw material reception to final production distribution. As you can see here, and we'll have less transportation issues. On clothing, on clothing value chain, the scenario will be different. The most part of productive processes are performed in other companies, so the carbon footprint will be higher. So until now, we only talk about data, right? So, but how this information and the traceability works? So before the information reaches to the consumer, we need to collect all the information of the supply chain. And then this information needs to be organized, processed, and stored in a secure way. And then this information goes to an application which the consumer can access through the data carrier, such as a QR code in our case. So the DPP information will be useful not only for the consumers, of course, but also for the recycling companies to determine if the product can be reintegrated or not in its recycle, or if is recyclable or not. So you need to have the information of the supply chain. Of course, brands need to give some information, and with this information, the consumer can access to the DPP of the product. So in BIT project, the main objective of this project was the generating and consolidating a truly innovative sustainability and circular national textile and clothing industry. We count with 56 partners, and the main objective for us regarding the DPP is to implement the main results that we achieved on the STB Go Digital, and we are implementing these results through two important brands, Portuguese brands, Zippy and Salsa. So you can see here a print of the product of Zippy. Is a dress for kids. It's online. You can scan if you want the QR code of the product. And we can do this exercise and explore the type of information that you can find. So in the first screen, you can see a picture of the dress, and information about the composition and certifications. Here in this field, you can consider information about certifications about the products and the fabrics. If you scroll down, you will find information about the water consumption, the carbon footprint, the chemical consumption, and the recoverable waste. In each one, if you click on the plus, you will find information per activity. And if you continue to scroll, you will find the entities that were involved on the production of the product, and you will find, of course, the distance that the product did until the end, until the store. If you scroll down, you will find information about the care instructions, and if this product is recyclable or not, if the product has microplastics, if have dangerous chemicals. You will find information about care instructions and repairability. So here in this DPP, the brands choose not to show the score, the classification, the overall index. That's okay, because nowadays we know that the European Commission they didn't mention what the kind of information that is an obligation, right? So the companies has the freedom to choose what they want to show. So nowadays, CITEV have two main solutions of the DPP. And why? Because the first one that we worked and start working is a very complete version of the DPP. In the perfect world, we consider that the ideal DPP, the first version. But our experience during these years told us that the companies are not prepared to to give such information. So we needed to simplify it. And we believe that the implementation of the DPP will be during three main phases, but the first one will be very simple. So here, what we achieved for these two DPPs, we achieved a digital platform for the consumers, as you already saw. And we achieve also a digital platform to do the traceability of the supply chain and for the brands. This is another example of DPP, and if you scan this QR code, you will find the second version of the DPP that is more simplified. And here you can see the overall index. So this is some prints of our platform that is fulfilled by the supply chain for the producers and for the brands. This platform uses the blockchain to guarantee that the data is not changed. So during the projects, we faced some challenges, and of course, we noticed some gaps in the quality of the data because we don't know if the data is true or not. Of course, we notice some gaps in the real data from the product usage, and of course, the robustness and reliability of the data from the systems. Some entities have a very technologies for to gather information is not adequate for the DPP because the TRL of the technology is very low. We faced, of course, some challenges for the GDPR and the cybersecurity issues, and during our development to achieve the indicators, we don't know how to penalize when we have missing data. We need the requirements for the DPP from European Commission to adapt and refine our formulas. So nowadays we are implementing the second version of our DPP. We are prepared to support the brands and the supply chain, and we have some services regarding the DPP. We have the preparation for its implementation. We have the implementation, the verification of the information, the LCA and PEF services. We have the assessment of companies' technological maturity, focus on the BPP. We have the procedures and operation, reorganization, the selection and adoption of digital technology, the environmental management systems, the workshop and training. So from my side, it's all. Thank you all for your attention. The future of fashion and textile is digital, transparent, and sustainable, and starts here. Thank you very much.
So thank you very much, Anna. Very, very interesting and very important for all companies to work with. So we have some questions in the chat. So I will start with one from Anders here. What kind of data do you see will be mandatory in the phase 1 out of 3, as you mentioned?
Yes, I think the main information will be similar to our second version of the DPP. So we are talking about the composition, the certification about the products, some ecological labels, for example, and information about the carbon footprint. I think. Um, Basically, I think the impact in environment, if we can think about water consumption, carbon footprint, chemical consumption, and recovery waste from this specific consumption, I will choose the carbon footprint for sure.
Yeah, I agree. And next question here is from Louis. Can we register and use the platform? How is it available, so to say?
Yes, you can. If you are interested to work with us, please send me an email and we can manage it.
Perfect. And one from Paulo here. Paulo Moreira, do you think that the CIOs can fully understand that the implementation of the DPP is simultaneously a management tool?
Yes, because if you analyze the DPP, you can see that the DPP will be an important tool for the management of the process and the management of the product itself. So yes, the DPP will be a very important tool, and I think the CEOs will be able to understand that the DPP have an important role on the management of the products and the process and so on. Yes, for sure.
Yeah, it will help in manage the products.
Yes.
And so
For sure.
really so. And of course, with the DPP, there are some challenges, and in the implementation of it. What do you think is the main challenges?
The main challenge will be the TRL of the technologies that the companies have at this moment. Of course, I'm talking about the SMEs and smaller companies. Because the data and the quality of the data to if we consider the collection of this data, we need to have systems with higher TRL. So yes, regarding of course the interoperability of the systems, because we know that the companies they don't use the same systems, so we need to have a very good interoperability between the systems. So another challenge that we can associate for the implementation is the cost of the implementation, because of course the companies need to acquire new technologies to have information for the DPP. So will be a huge challenges. But I think the European Commission will arrange some financial support.
Let's hope for that. Yeah, and there is also a challenge with how to get different programs or that you already had to speak to each other here and fill information to the digital product passport. Martina has a question as I also have and it's about a little bit how companies can prepare for this adoption. And she's asking what certification would help to prepare for DPP, like Ecotex and Blue Sign, etc.
Yes, of course, if we are talking about the quality of the information for the DPP, yes, the ecological labels will be very important because they show that we can trust, of course, in the information that is on the product DPP. But we need more than that for the DPP, right? We need, beside the certifications, we need information about the specific consumption and so on. So yes, certification is a field, but is a type of information. If we want to prepare for the implementation, we need to start to evaluate our inside the companies the TRL of the technologies that we have to gather the information and understand what we have at the moment, what kind of information and the quality of the information that we have nowadays to give for the DPP. And of course, we need to find the technologies that we need in the future to implement the DPP. It's a very important step.
Yeah, definitely. And just a reflection of this with certificates and so, if the product passport will have all this information and so, maybe the certificates will be
Yes,
less important in the future.
yes, for sure, for sure. We need a certification of the information for the DPP for sure. We need standards that guide all of us to acquire the information and how and to know if the information has the quality needed to the digital product passport. Yes, we need some guidelines from European Commission to refine every formulas for the different type of indicators and so on, and the different type of information that we need for digital product passports.
Yep. Questions are coming in here, and we have some in here. Could you please confirm when the use of QR codes and the implementation of the digital product passport will become mandatory for large companies? Is it expected to be in 2028?
Yes, I think so. I think the DPP could be an obligation for all companies, but we don't know. We don't know yet if this will be applied to all the companies or just for the bigger companies. But yes, the implementation we think that starts in the 28th, but we need to start working now.
Definitely. More questions here. We have 1 minute left in the meeting, but I think I will take at least one of them here. And that is about, do you think that the implementation of digital product passport will somehow help the fight against the 22 million e-commerce orders delivered every day in Europe?
I hope so.
We all do.
It will be not easy, but I think so.
Yeah. And Alexandra has raised a hand here. Would you like to say something? Let's see if I can. Yeah. Alexandra, can you say? Let's see here. I let you in as a panelist, and you can say something just before we. So now I think it's open for you, Alexandra. Let me see here.
Do you hear me now?
Now we can
Yes.
hear you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Anna, for excellent presentation. It is very important, in my opinion, for all our companies because now we have in my country and I suppose also in the other countries, miss of general view of the DPP, and we have more information that is required. And as we discuss with the Commission, we know that still we haven't the delegate act for the textiles.
Yes. Yes.
Still we have the problem with identification, what kind of the certificate will be announced by the Commission. And I have the question to you. Did you present your platform and your DPP to Commission as a dissemination of your project?
We already present on ETP, but in European Commission, no. I don't think
I
so.
suggest that the very good way is to show your results of your project to Euratex, to Sustainability Committee, and maybe it's the chance to present also to Commission, because in my opinion is very good sample how DPP should be organized, and one model for all countries all over the Europe will be the best way to be on the same level of each country.
Yes, thank you. We participate in some questionnaire from the European Commission, and we of course we already talked with some elements from Euratex, but presenting in deep our solution, no. But thank you for the
It is
advice.
very, very good way because we know, especially in my country, that is the greenwashing information all over. What will be, why will be. The company have too many information. They don't know what will be the best. Your sample, in my opinion, is very good organized, very good structure, and maybe it is the chance to try to convince other partners that if even delegate act will be postponed the next 2 years, maybe is the chance to try your system, to try to convince company to collect correct data. In my opinion, is the best way for the good result. The DPP is necessary, of course, but we should convince company that is the best way to find right way, right regulation, right information in DPP, that it not will be such easy during 1-2 years, but maybe your example can convince company that is the time to start think about it.
Thank you, Alexandra.
So yeah, very wise from you, Alexandra, and I think we will talk more about DPPs in the future. It will really change the way we talk about our textile products and so, and it's really good to start now to prepare, to have all the information and have control of your information that you already have, and so. With that said,
thank you very much for this webinar. It was very good and very important for our companies.
Good. That's what we want. And I would like to say very much thank you to Anna for a great presentation, very instructive, and I learned a lot, I will say. And also big thank you for the patience for all participants here, as we are running over time. So thank you very much, and hope to see you the 19th of March, when we will talk about compliance and so regulations. Thank you very much for today. Bye bye.
Thank you all. Bye.